Measuring up, the human obsession with quantification. Ever wondered why we count everything from calories to social media likes? Take a journey through our primal urge to measure. Welcome to another episode of I4L, Information for Life, Insights and Ideas to Navigate Your World. I'm your host, and today we are digging deep into why humans have this insatiable need to quantify, well, pretty much everything. You know what I'm talking about: calories, bank balances, steps, even the number of friends on Facebook or followers on Instagram. What's even the deal with that? First things first, let's go back, way back, to our hunter-gatherer ancestors. Evolutionary psychologists suggest that the inclination to quantify is rooted in our primal need for survival. In a world filled with predators and scarce resources, it was critical to measure and assess everything. Imagine being a hunter and calculating the speed, distance, and force needed to take down a mammoth, or a gatherer determining if there are enough roots and berries to last the winter. In short, life was a constant math problem, with the stakes being as high as life or death. Barrett and Kurzban, 2006. Fast forward to today, and while we're not dodging saber-toothed tigers or hunting mammoths, this instinct has found new arenas: money, social status, health, attractiveness, and much more. The urge to quantify these elements gives us a sense of control. Research shows that the act of measurement triggers the release of neurotransmitters like dopamine, giving us that satisfaction of knowing. Edcock and others, 2006. Yet, hold on, let's not forget the dark side of the story. An excess of quantification can lead to obsession and anxiety. It's like counting calories so meticulously that you can't enjoy a piece of cake on your birthday. There's a thin line between control and compulsion, my friends. Studies indicate that an over-reliance on quantification can increase stress levels and even trigger mental health issues like OCD and anxiety disorders. Nolan Hoeksema and Watkins, 2011. All right, that said, here's a joke to lighten the mood. Why did the mathematician get kicked out of the party? Because he found the root of all negative vibes. But I digress. Remember that the act of quantification isn't merely a modern-day peculiarity. It's a primal urge sculpted by evolutionary pressures. While quantifying can empower us, it can also imprison us. So next time you're measuring something either consciously or subconsciously, whether it be how attractive some is physically or financially, how intensely you feel an emotion, etc., remember, you're not just counting numbers. You're tapping into an ancient survival mechanism with a modern twist. Now, let's look at some ridiculous measurements for fun, shall we? Oh, we shall. We are doing this. This has been tickling my brain for a while. The utterly ridiculous things we humans measure. Now, I'm not talking about measuring your waistline or how much money you have in the bank. Those have clear implications. No, we're looking at things that make you go, really, we measure that? First off, let's talk about Klout scores. Remember those? Klout was a website and mobile app that used social media analytics to rate its users according to online social influence via the Klout score, which ranged from 1 to 100. Now, while there's no peer-reviewed study specifically debunking Klout, the concept itself did stir quite a controversy. Critics have questioned how well algorithms like Klout's could accurately measure real-world influence, noting that online popularity doesn't necessarily translate to genuine impact or credibility. The service itself shut down in 2018, but its legacy remains as a cautionary tale about placing too much value on digital yardsticks that lack scientific foundation. Next up, how about pet happiness apps? Yes, you heard me right. These apps claim to evaluate your pet's emotional state based on things like movement and vocalization patterns. But before you rejoice in your dog's 99% happiness level, you should know that even experts in animal behavior are cautious to attribute human emotions to pets. Merrickam and Wynn, 2014. So maybe take Fido's happiness score with a grain of, well, kibble? And let's not forget about office productivity tools that measure the time you spend at your desk. Now, I'm not talking about tools that genuinely improve productivity. I'm talking about the ones that claim you're less productive if you're away from your desk for more than 5 minutes. A study in Human Relations Journal emphasizes that gauging productivity merely by time spent at the desk is a flawed measure. Parker, 2014. So go ahead, take that coffee break. You've earned it. Now, for a touch of levity amidst the bizarre, how many of you have measured your readiness for marriage by pulling petals off a flower? She loves me not. A cute but scientifically irrelevant method of gauging your future, considering that lasting relationships require just a tad more work, according to a study in the Journal of Family Psychology, Rhodes and others, 2010. So why do we humans seem addicted to measuring, even when it borders on the ridiculous? Well, a paper from the Review of Behavioral Economics suggests that the process of measurement provides us with a sense of control and predictability, even if it's misplaced. Gajarenzer, 2018. To wrap up, whether it's your social media Klout or your pet's elusive happiness score, sometimes the metrics we rely on can be more laughable than logical. So go ahead, count your steps, but remember, not everything that counts can be counted, and not everything that can be counted counts. Until next time, keep measuring what matters to you, but don't forget to laugh at the absurdity of it all. Thanks for tuning in, and remember, life's not always about the numbers. Sometimes it's about the experiences that can't be measured.